What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Strong, Well-Fed, and Outspoken. We are in a good ass mood today, not just because I think for both of us, we're both in Canada, if you guys didn't know, but Nell is like, girl,
Far winter.
Yeah, like in the
Game of
last
Thrones winter.
I think you said it already snowed, and we're filming this like earlier than you guys are hearing it. So, but it's sunny for both of us today, baby.
It is. Yes, ma'am.
It is. Yeah. And actually, speaking of that, I don't know. It's like the time of year right now where I think, at least for us, we start like, we already have our trips planned because it's like, I got to go. I got to leave.
It's going to get cold and dark, and I need a break.
Yeah. So we actually just booked our flights. We're piecing out in like 4 weeks. We're going to go to South America. Have you been to South America?
South America. I've been to Peru. That's it.
That's where we're going. So how was it?
Yeah. I love it. I would go back in a heartbeat.
So that's the verdict we hear from everyone. Like, people are like, Peru's awesome. The food is great. The people are awesome. Like, the country itself there's so much to do.
Yeah. So, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I'm really excited. So we're hitting Peru and then I think Guatemala. And we have some friends that are going down at the same time, who, are from El Salvador, so we might link up with them. We might hit like Belize. I don't know. It's kind of like up in the air, but I'm like,
yeah, but that's kind of how you guys travel, right? Like, you have a big chunk of time and then you like set up base camp and then you just roll with it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I love doing that. Just like whatever life's gonna throw at us today.
I love it. I guess we should actually tell people who we are and what this is, because we kind of skipped over that as we were chatting.
Wow. Yeah, thank you. See, that's why we compliment each other, because I think we both kind of relate to that ADD brain, which I'm clearly rocking today. But yeah, if you guys are new, what is going on? My name is Rusty, aka Coach Frizzle, aka the Miss Frizzle of Fitness, and this is my number one girl.
What's up, guys? I'm Alana Nel. Usually I go by Coach Nel, but really anything you want to call me is A-okay with me. And this is our podcast, Strong, Well-Fed, and Outspoken. So welcome.
Outspoken. Clearly we're
speaking something.
Yeah. We're spewing it, man. Today's a fun episode for us. So if this is literally the first episode you're tuning in for, this is a Q&A episode. We're trying to do one Q&A episode like every month or so. So if you guys have questions that you would like us to answer, you can drop them in the comments on the podcast here below, or you can literally come find us on Instagram. I am at coach.frizzle.
And I am at coach.alana.nel.
And we put up question boxes that, well, just regularly, that we will answer on social media, but we will also be putting up question boxes specifically for the podcast. So yeah, if you guys have questions, we would love to answer those for you.
Absolutely. And if you don't hear your question getting answered, don't give up. We talk a lot. We just, we don't like anyone. But we talk a lot, and we want to make sure that the answers we're giving you are well thought out and backed with facts. So if you don't hear your question being answered today, hang tight. We got lots more of these coming.
Yeah, 100%. We're actually going over the list of questions, and there was one on caffeine, and we both were like, honestly, I'm not sure of the actual correct answer here. So
actually, I might have the answer, but I didn't want to give it to call myself out.
What did you say? I would have been like, girl, run with it.
No, I don't want people to know I drink so much caffeine.
True.
It feels personal.
Oh, that's great. So let's dive in. We got some fun ones. We got some ones about workouts, nutrition. So I'm gonna start. We'll both answer, but you rock with it first, girl. What is your favorite way to hype yourself up for a workout?
So I have a couple of things, and I know this one is very much similar to you. The fit is a vibe. Okay. We both wear really short, colorful shorts all the time. But the socks, the shoes, the sports bra, if it matches, your workout's going to be good. I'm sorry. It's the rules.
Oh yeah. I'm a catwalk through this entire gym.
I'm a fashion show at the gym.
100%. Yeah.
Real talk. There's one other trainer at my gym. He has an afro hair, or like afro textured hair, and he always wears space buns or poofs. And that's amazing. That's the only thing I compare at the gym is his space buns to mine, because mine are not as good. But he always has the most amazing gym fit. And I'm like, all right, step up your game, Nell.
That's the thing too. I totally notice other people's fits. Like
Yeah.
never from a judgment perspective, but I'm like, I like
Yeah, I'm
that.
like, oh, where are you shopping?
Yeah. And I will literally come up to you and be like, girl, or even guy, like,
Yeah, 100%.
where'd you get those? A lot of the time I find with guys, I'm like, where'd you get those shoes? I like those shoes. But
Yeah, see, you're a shoe person, and see, I ride or die
yeah.
with the same pair of shoes until they fall apart.
Yeah, fair enough. Don't get me wrong, like I will literally wear them until they also fall apart, but I have way too many
Yeah, you have a
shoes.
plethora.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then
Like, mostly
Good.
just like gym style shoes though.
Yeah.
Not like I'm not like I have like I think 3 pairs of heels that I rock with, but otherwise like sandals and shit, I'm just like whatever. Workout shoes? Oh man, I have way too many.
And I'm the opposite. I got a cupboard full of shoes, and then I'm like, these are the only workout shoes I'll wear. And I've been wearing the same pair for like 100 years. Buy the replacement pair that's exactly the same.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But we need to hype ourselves up for workout. So the other thing is a playlist. You gotta have the playlist, and it depends on the day. If I'm doing a heavy leg day, sometimes it's hard and it's dark, and I am living my screamo life. But other times, like I'm having a vibe. It's like, my playlist is not what people would expect. Sometimes we got like some Disney metal. Sometimes we have like EDM pop. Like it's all over the map. Like I love music from other countries, but like club beats. So yeah, it's got to be a good mix. Eye to Eye from a Goofy movie, though, probably on there no matter what the playlist is.
That's awesome.
It's my hype song.
That's amazing.
If you haven't seen a Goofy movie, go watch it.
I was just gonna say I loved the Goofy movie.
It's my favorite. First movie I ever saw in theaters.
Is it really? That's so cool. It's a solid soundtrack. It's a solid
so
soundtrack.
Good. Tevin Campbell did not have to go that hard.
Yeah, I know. Now, honestly, just answered what I would have said too. The fit is huge. The music is the other big thing for me. Like I'm such a music fiend. Music is like a key to my soul. I do listen to, I won't say I listen to everything and then tell you the things I don't listen to. I always find that funny. But I would say I listen to like 80% of stuff. I'm not a screamo person. I'm not really. I think I have like 5 rock songs in my
and I'm not a big country girl, but pretty much everything else is fair game.
I'll listen to like some country if I am like vibing out in the Jeep in the summer, but other than
I don't know, is country a gym music? I don't think that it is.
Do you guys listen to country while you work out? Because I'm like,
yeah, you need to let us know in the comments. Are you just riding that workout on country? Like, how does that work?
I don't know, but I'm a huge reggae, soca, Afro beats.
Oh, I love Afro beats.
Yeah, it's so good. It's such a vibe type of person. I will literally like I spend most of my workouts probably dancing, and so for me it's like carnival all the time. But otherwise, rap is probably my next forte. But I actually also mess with a good Disney soundtrack or even just a good movie soundtrack. Like The Greatest Showman is probably one of my favorite movies ever, and that soundtrack
it goes hard. If you ever want to feel good, listen to that.
Yeah, honestly.
But it's about feeling good too, right? So it's like what you say before your workout. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to do the workout. Look at yourself and say like, I am going to take care of myself. I'm gonna have a good time in this workout. And that's a huge piece.
Amen. All right. So there you go. That's how we hype ourselves up. But yeah, it's a good time over here.
Mm-hmm, for sure. All right, so question number 2, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, so what's the difference between RDL or Romanian deadlift and a good morning?
Yeah, I love this question because these are such great glute exercises. No, don't get me wrong though. I do not do good mornings because they're not a good time for me. And if you guys are listening, you might find something similar here. And that's because as much as these are both great glute exercises, they are also vastly different. Mm-hmm. So for one thing, I want you to think about, so if you guys aren't watching this on video, right, a good morning is where we place the barbell on our back, on our upper back. In the traditional sense, there are other ways, like you can do a cable good morning. But from a barbell perspective, good morning is going to sit on your upper back, whereas an RDL, we are holding it in our hands at the front of the body. Mm-hmm. So that changes the dynamic of the movement in and of itself because one becomes spinal loading and the other one is not. So for some people, if you are really struggling, with loading up your spine. A good morning, barbell good morning is probably not for you. But with each of those things, they each then have their own limiting factors. So again, with a good morning, again, barbells going on your back, that can be a limiting factor for a lot of people. But likewise with an RDL, because you're holding your barbell in your hands, your grip now can become a limiting factor. Another thing to consider here is that with a good morning, we are going to be involving, so yes, your glutes and hamstrings, absolutely. But again, because the barbell sits on your back, we are going to also be involving just way more of your posterior chain and a lot of your lower back muscles. Whereas with an RDL, it is going to be more exclusive to your glutes and hamstrings there. So a lot of people will notice a big difference in engagement in that sense. Other thing to think about here with a good morning is that for some people, they find that they can get a bigger range of motion because again, barbells on our back, we have more room to hinge forward. But again, because your lower back is now more involved, so is our entire posterior chain, that can actually also limit your range of motion. So those would probably be some of the bigger things to consider. But then in terms of how each exercise like plays into your other exercises, because remember, they all do that. With something like a good morning, again, because the bar is on our back, it is likely going to contribute to squats and things like that. It will play into your squat movement, squat strength. Whereas with an RDL, because again, barbell's in front of the body and we're holding it close to our hips, it is going to contribute to other forms of deadlifts or your overall deadlift. So something to consider there as well, but they're both fantastic from a glute and hamstring perspective. It always comes down to what you are going to be able to connect with most.
100%. So if you're feeling that a lot in your back, and you're also looking at like limb length, right? I have a really short torso and I'm hypermobile. So to do a good morning, it's not as beneficial for me as doing an RDL because my torso is stubby and I can bend over completely with no back pain, right? So it's not about how I can do the movement, it's about how I should feel the movement, right? So it's really valuable to start to think about that mind muscle connection and what you're feeling in your body when you're doing something. Flip side though, if you can't hold on, you got some back support, right?
Absolutely. And good mornings, actually, cable versions are fantastic here, especially like, if you can't load a barbell onto your spine, or you can never connect with that version, try doing a cable. I have a tutorial on my Instagram page. So go look for that because I don't know where
and a seated good morning to help with an appropriate hip hinge can also be really helpful if it's a connection issue, right? If you're like, I don't know how to hinge at my hips properly, doing it from a seated position just to get that shape is really helpful.
Yeah. I don't like the seated for actually loading up the glutes. No. We're literally
but as a learning tool.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, so true. All right, let's jump into next one here. So easy ways for me to add fiber. I'm struggling to get enough in. Baby, aren't we all?
Yeah, I think majority of our population undereats or under consumes fiber.
Yeah.
Honestly, there are studies on this. I'm not just making this up, right? As women, we really need more fiber than most of us are getting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what's your number one? You're gonna say avocado, aren't you?
Yes, for fiber. Honestly, I love avocado so much.
I think we probably consume more avocado than anyone else I know.
I eat close to one avocado a day.
See, I'm not fully there. That's because Rusty took away my fats.
True. Yeah. You're just kind of building back up right now. So that's fair.
Yes. But I think, I would do an avocado every day, give or take.
So good. And a lot of people don't realize how much fiber is in avocado.
Yeah.
Actually, fun story with avocados. It's one of the only foods that contain naturally occurring sweeteners, which is also why a lot of people get gassy with avocados as your digestion. Yeah, because don't forget sweetener. There are some natural, sweeteners. So something to keep in mind there. But yeah, fiber, honestly, you guys, we've worked with so many people now. And like one thing we do when we first start working with someone is we usually use like a food journal, see kind of what their habits are currently like. Man, one of the most common things I say to people is, where are the fruits and vegetables?
I have had people go like, I don't think I can eat this. And I'm like, it's 1 cup of veggies a day. believe in yourself.
Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, you know how hard it is to get a toddler to eat vegetables? Bitch, do you know
Do you know how hard it is to get an adult?
Yeah. Like, adults are like, I don't want to. I don't like them. I'm like, there are literally hundreds of fruits and vegetables. There's no way you have tried them all.
No.
So it's crazy. But what I would legitimately say, if you're really struggling here, okay, plan your meals around what you struggle with first. Always do that, because let's be honest, it's very easy to figure out what carbs and fats you're going to eat. So that's not something you usually need to have a lot of thought process for. So plan what you struggle with first. If you're struggling with fiber, plan your fiber out each day. Decide, right? So my fiber goal, like figuratively speaking, if your fiber goal is 20 grams of fiber a day, 25 grams of fiber a day, you eat 3 to 4 meals. Okay. 20 grams divided by 4 meals is 5 grams. Aim to have 5 grams in every meal. Plan that in your tracker or for your day first. Fill your meals out around that. Easy way to do this as well is to literally look at each meal and plan, am I having vegetables or fruit in this meal to hit the 5 grams? Yes, you can get fiber from other things. Like there's some great high fiber wraps and things like that. But likely if you're only relying on that, you're not going to eat enough fiber. So yes, you can also have high fiber wraps and consider those bonuses or extras. Literally plan to get 5 grams. And let's say again, if you're doing 4 meals and your goal is 20 grams from a fruit or vegetable source in each of your meals. Mix it up, try different things. There are, right off the top of my mind, the fruits with the highest fiber content are going to be raspberries, blackberries. For like 80 grams of raspberries and blackberries, there's like 6 grams of fiber.
Like a 1 cup is almost 10. I think it's 8, right?
Yeah, it's insane. Avocados, again, insane amount of fiber. Like 60 grams of avocado is like 6 grams of fiber.
Like your veggies, we're looking at like broccoli and peas.
Yes,
Brussels sprouts.
Yep, the really leafy stuff. I know a lot of people can't deal with too much Brussels sprouts because of just how your digestion is. But
I think here's the thing too: as your fiber increase goes up, you're not likely to struggle with those things the way you have in the past, because you're not dealing with overdoing it one day and then having no fiber the rest of the week, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Remember that your body is going to respond to what you give it. So if you never give it vegetables, baby, then guess what? That is exactly why you're gassy. But you gotta go through it. You got to just let your body adjust to it, right? But yeah, broccoli, cauliflower, green peas are fantastic. So many people sleep on the green peas. Even what are the other green beans?
Edamame?
Oh, yes, and edamame. Yeah, both of those are fantastic too. And then of course,
and then I like things like chia, hemp hearts, flax seeds, all of those, because they're really easy to add into a meal. You can just sprinkle some for texture. You can blend them up into whatever you're eating. You won't even notice, right?
Yep. And then you've got bonus carbs, right? Oats, potatoes, red potatoes, sweet potatoes, phenomenal. Yuca, all phenomenal. So there's a ton of options, but absolutely plan what you struggle with first. Easiest way, total fiber goal divided by how many times you're eating each day. Plan to hit that first, then fill the rest of your meals in.
And don't be afraid to do a little research, figure out what is high in fiber and is it something you like, right? Like things might surprise you. Like popcorn's actually not bad for fiber, especially if you're not getting any in the first place, right?
Yep. Nope. Very, very true. Popcorn is definitely one of those things I think a lot of people don't realize.
Now, maybe don't soak it in butter like they do in theater.
Come on, it's not fun.
If you're gonna eat it every day as your fiber intake.
That's awesome. All right. So where
are we at now? What's our next one? Good. This is a good one.
This is a good one. It's a fun one. What was your very first job?
So my first job, I actually started working really young. I worked with, it was a grant. It was for youth directorate. And so we ran youth programs in the community. I was like 13 and I was like they're like grunt work. Like I unloaded boxes every time there was an event. I unpacked chairs and things like that. And then from there, I actually went and worked on a golf course. And so I just mowed the lawns and
That's such a big change.
Well, so when it's questionable the legality of working when you're really young, the paper route, babysitting, things like that. So as soon as I was old enough to hit the workforce, I was like, all right, summer job, right? And so that was golf course maintenance.
Yeah. That's hilarious. That's
Yeah.
awesome though. You went from
So what about
literally grunt work to a little bit more
to more
relaxed.
grunt work? Yeah. Hard labor.
Did you ever have to like drive the cart when people were like flying, like golf balls were like flying at you? Because I see the people going around in the cart and I'm like, that is scary.
I have not actually got hit, but we would like not
Okay.
mow the like what do you call that? Like where you go and you just hit the golf balls. I don't even know. This is
Oh,
how much I don't golf.
The driving range.
Yes, thank you.
Driving range. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we started our work day real early. It was like a 6 a.m. shift. So we could cut while it was still cool and humid out. And then when people were there, we were doing things like sand traps and the lawnmower maintenance or whatever, fixing sprinklers, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I was always a hard labor job. I did a lot of construction, land reclamation, hard labor.
Good for you, man.
Yeah. I had a bee in my bonnet. I was like, anything a boy can do, I can do.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I love
so
that.
what entered you into the workforce?
So I've always been like, how do I, honestly, since I was young, like an entrepreneur mindset, how do I make money? I asked my mom for an allowance, like I think before like other people. I never got one.
Mama Frizzle's like, no.
No, I
gave you life.
Anyways. But I was young, and so like nobody would hire me. So my very first job was actually delivering newspapers.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, I delivered newspapers, but like low key, not my finest moment here, guys, because I really hated it. And so I didn't know like how to quit the job. So I for a couple of weeks I would just get the newspapers and just throw them out. I was like, I'm not doing this shit anymore.
Can we talk about how it's such a hard job though? Because I did it too.
Oh my God.
One night I slept walk to go deliver my newspapers. I was so stressed about it that my parents were like, oh, sweet baby, like it's a newspaper, go back to bed.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well, actually, my dad just laughed and let me walk outside, but my mom came and got me.
Go back. I was not that stressed. I was just like trash.
Yeah. You were already protecting your peace.
Yeah. I realized I'm like, yo, they're not paying me enough for this. But I do feel bad about only one man. Sorry to the rest of the neighbors. One man, because he gave me a tip once. He gave me like $5. That was a big deal back then.
Yeah. And that's basically minimum wage at that point.
It literally was. And then I just stopped delivering his newspaper. I'm like, thanks, bye. But like legit job, I at the same time, if y'all are from Ontario, Toronto, or you've been out here, there's Canada's Wonderland. It's like a really big amusement park. It's our version of Disney.
And if you're not in Canada, come visit us and go to there.
Yeah. Or like, let us know and we'll meet you there. Well, hopefully Nel will come and fly in.
Well, yeah, it'll be a bit of a flight, but I'm all for rides.
Yeah, no, it's a good time. But back in the day, they had well, I'm sure they still do parades and like throughout the park, but there was a Nickelodeon parade. My sister got a job and she got me a job. And so we were in this parade. That was a sweet job because it was like, you had to be there like an hour before the parade. The parade was like a half an hour. Then you like put your stuff away and we got paid good. Entertainment people get paid good money, but we literally just, this parade went on, there's music, we were just in like outfits that said Nickelodeon. We like got people hyped up and like danced with them and like
you hyping people up. It's like it was made for you.
But one time, I think the person that normally played the giraffe wasn't like, something happened and they weren't there and they needed me to play the giraffe. Oh my gosh, that costume was so heavy because again, if you're listening, you can't see me, but like my hand is all the way above my head, right? Think about a giraffe.
Oh, so your hand was like a puppet? Explain this to me. We're going on a tangent, guys. Buckle up.
Yeah, this is not about fitness today. It was one of those costumes where like I only had a tiny circle show through for my face, like not flattering at all. And then the head came like all the way to the top.
Oh, okay, yes.
And it was like a metal pole that went down my back and I had to like bend it over to like interact with the crowd. It was the worst. And my sister was like 5 feet ahead of me, just laughing at me the entire time.
Little did you know you would be doing RDLs and Good Mornings so early in life.
Actually, though, that's why I hate Good Mornings. I'm just like, this is trauma for me right now. That's awesome. Oh my
Oh, dead.
gosh.
That's amazing.
But
Okay, but for if you guys have never had to work an event in a costume, so
oh,
my on the side, occasionally I do paid acting gigs for children's parties.
do you really? I didn't
I
know
do.
that.
Yeah, I have one scheduled for the end of November.
What are
Um,
you doing?
I just character work. You
That's-
go and
I'm
take
really
photos
trying
with people.
to brush this
Listen,
off like it's nothing now.
but it is hard work because
Yeah.
your energy and your vibe has to be so high. And
Mhm.
like you talk about hyping yourself up for a workout, you need to hype yourself up for these events because they're so physically demanding. And you're like, yay, everything's amazing. And then you go home
Oh,
and just lay
man.
on your couch for an hour and wonder why
That's
anything exists.
that's amazing. That's awesome. Have you been like Disney characters? Like,
No, I did get asked about princess work, but
okay.
you have to look a certain,
Yeah,
you have to fit a certain figure for certain characters, right? And I'm 5'11", so
true. You're tall. I could see
I'm
you
more of
being
an
like,
Ursula than an Ariel.
you are not. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I was gonna say I could see you being like a Belle from like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, it's the costume piece, right? Does it fit someone that's that stature?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
You need the Beast to be like
Yeah,
taller.
right.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Beast is a lovely 5'6" man.
That's
Welcome to
absolutely
my castle.
that's awesome.
Oh,
Oh, I'm the captain now.
yeah, I'm just
Oh,
picturing you as a giraffe.
that's
I
awesome.
love
Oh
it.
my gosh.
The
Too
tallest you
funny.
were ever.
It really was. It really was. Oh, all right. Well, there you go,
Yeah, so
y'all.
let's just dive right back into some fitness questions, shall we?
Yeah, I guess that's what this podcast is about, right?
So the question then is what what happens if I lift weights and I never increase them? Or can I just lift the same weight all the time?
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is, I love this question actually, because I think for a lot of people, they feel this pressure of like, I have to, especially nowadays, there's so much talk about progressive overload, which I love on one hand, because I think for years people were just going to the gym, showing up, and kind of like this question, like lifting weight but never increasing, and then wondering like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Um, so I think on one hand, the question is like, well, what are you going to the gym for? Are you just going to the gym for like overall movement? Because remember, you can go to the gym just to move your body because you love your body. You don't
Absolutely.
have to be going to the gym because you're like, I need to hit PRs and I need to increase my deadlift or I need to, prep for something. You can work out. This is your permission slip that you can work out just because it feels good to move your body. And if that is the case, that's what you're doing. Like, so sorry, what was the question? What would happen if I don't? Um,
Yeah, like what if
well,
I lift weights and I never increase them, right?
right, right. Yeah. So you're just gonna feel good. You're gonna go to the gym. You're going to, hopefully be still focused on mentally connecting, mind muscle engagement. You're going to focus on getting stronger still, seeing that benefit come through in your life by just showing up and going to the gym on a regular basis.
And
Um,
maintaining mobility and range of
yes,
motion and
yes.
the
Bone
strength that
density.
you do have, right?
Absolutely. But if you're going to the gym, if your why is actually because you do want to increase muscle tissue and you do really want to actively get stronger, especially in certain lifts, then if you lift weight and never increase it? I mean, there are still ways you can progressive overload. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to be lifting more weight in order to progressive overload, right? We can have better tempo, we can have better control, we can focus on mind muscle connection, we can add hard pauses.
Yeah,
We
and
can.
increase workload, right? Are you doing more sets or reps, even at
Yep,
the same weight? But
yep. So if you have these other things in place, you don't necessarily need to be increasing weight, especially not every week. But again, if you have specific goals you're trying to achieve, then you should be increasing weight at some point or another. So yeah, it really just depends on what you're going to the gym for.
yeah, if this is a maintenance thing in terms of mental health, physical health, social, emotional health, great. Keep going. Do
Yeah,
you. But
yeah.
if you want to get uncomfortable and grow from that discomfort, then definitely pick up something heavier once in a while.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And also I would challenge you, what is the mentality like for the person that asked this question? on one hand, you might just be curious, but on another hand, you might be noticing that you're not actually increasing weight. And so then my question to you is, why not? Are you struggling with a certain exercise, or are you also scared? Because I think a lot of people do actually feel nervous about lifting more weight.
100%. Even I have those moments still, right?
Yeah.
Especially when I'm on my own and I know I'm at the point where I got to ask the biggest dude in the gym to help spot me because nobody else here could comfortably lift this bar off me, right? We still have those moments.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And honestly, I think that there is such a thing as a healthy sense of fear when it comes to working out.
Yeah, it's self-preservation, right?
Yep. You know, if the weight doesn't scare you, there's a very good chance you're probably not challenging yourself. Again, it shouldn't scare you all the time, but it should scare you, you know, every so often.
True. Yeah, because I primarily work with first responders in terms of like the fitness world. And I ask them, in an emergency situation, do you back down? And the answer is always no. So in your workout, the moment it feels hard, you give up. Why? Why is that different? You have the capacity to keep going.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. That's a great analogy. But
someone said the 4-second, another coach that I interact with, 4-second rule. If you are struggling after 4 seconds, you can give up, but you have to struggle for the 4. Like you have to be there in that moment for longer than you want to be.
Oh, I like that. I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah. Shout out to Brayden Barrett.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, is it the Look Like You Lift?
Yeah. He said that.
Yeah, I like him. He's cool. All right, let's dive into the next one. I have, similar, kind of similar here, but from a different perspective. So I've stalled on my deadlifts. The bar feels too big for my tiny hands, and I've tried straps. ... Help.
Great. We have options.
Yeah. So, like, biggest one right off the bat that I think of. So first of all, I think it's great that you've got straps. Listen, guys, if you're listening out there and you're struggling with these bigger movements, and you're like, oh, but straps are cheating. They're not cheating.
They're not.
They're still going to help with your grip strength. Okay. I'm not talking about gloves. Gloves, do not get the gloves. Okay. But
tell me you're not judging someone in the gym without telling. No, but it's true, right? You're not going to even have the stability. Gloves are going to move, right? So even if you're there to protect your hand, you're actually not safely, it's not as safe, right? Because the glove slips and it shifts. And so you might actually be not as safe as you think you are.
Yeah, absolutely. And gloves, you're not going to work on your grip strength.
No.
But straps, you're still going to work on your grip strength. And at some point or another, especially with the bigger movements, it's going to come down to your back, your legs are stronger than your hands. And so if you're truly committed here to lifting more weight, then you need some straps. So
now when we say straps, we don't know what kind of straps this person is using specifically. Like, I know you don't use the traditional like wrap hold strap. What do you use?
Yeah, so I did actually for quite a while use those ones, and I literally just switched because my sister bought me the different ones for Christmas, and they're awesome. They're they look like a hook grip. So it's great because you just like Velcro it around your wrist, and then your hand wraps around with the design of the strap, which is a hook grip, and it curves very easily over the bar. So it's very like no thought process involved. If you've tried the traditional style wraps where you have to like wrap it around your hand and the bar, I think people don't know how to always do that. So these ones are great. We'll link them in the show notes for you guys below. So you can have a look at a few different options.
Because another option would be like a figure 8 strap where you're not having to loop it and tighten it up and hold on to it. It looks like an 8. And so it sits on your wrist, but then the way you wrap it under the bar isn't so specific to you trying to like really like slide your awkward bad hand towards your good one once it's all wrapped in, because we've all been there.
Yeah. Do you use those ones then?
No, so I use just like a regular strap, at least currently.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because for me, because of the hand surgery, it's not that the grip strength always fails me. It's that this, if you guys are listening, you won't know, but I'm like touching like the back of my forearm almost a little bit. That's the part that holds me back. So like I'm not failing in the actual grip area because I can't tell if I'm touching the bar. That's the issue. I don't have the sensation always.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay. But sorry, so the person that asked this, they have straps.
Yes.
So stalling on your deadlift because the bar feels too big. So a lot of people actually hold the bar incorrectly. So when you hold the bar, right, when you think about your palm, a lot of people hold it in the middle of their palm. The problem here is that as soon as, right, with deadlifts, you go to lift that bar up, maybe it doesn't happen on the first or second rep, but at some point gravity is going to, yes, pull the bar down, and it's going to wind up landing. Think about where your fingers meet your palms, or like where the band of your ring sits. That's usually where the bar winds up going. And that is where you should just start with the bar anyways, not in the middle of your palm. It should start where your fingers meet your palms, or where the band of your ring sits. Okay. The other thing here is that a lot of people use an alternated grip. I actually am not a huge fan of the alternated grip, because unless you're also alternating the grip itself, so you're not always keeping like the same hand under and the same hand over, we can start to create imbalances here. Also, just in how our posture is with the alternated grip, a lot of people, again, depending which hand is under, which hand is over, they wind up like one shoulder collapses in, and it kind of affects their posture. And actually, a hook grip, although it's more painful, is actually better for your grip strength. It is, yeah, it's going to benefit your grip strength more. You're actually stronger in a hook grip once you do adjust to the sensation of it. And again, yes, it is initially harder. It is initially more painful, but you are usually stronger in a hook grip. So a couple of things to consider there. If you're not currently doing a hook grip, try that. Again, straps if you don't have straps, but also make sure you're carrying the barbell, again, in that section of your palm where the fingers meet, or where your ring band sits.
And then also, what else are you doing away from your barbell deadlift?
Yeah, true.
Right? Are you doing a dumbbell deadlift? Are you doing tempo work? Are you maybe using a band to help make sure that that bar is where it needs to be in relationship to your body? Are you doing other hinge movements? Because those are all going to help you progress your deadlift without being that exact deadlift.
Yep. Absolutely. Switching it up, and grip strength training as a whole, guys, really good. Like, you can do some very simple things here, like farmer's walks. You could do forearm rotations with dumbbells. It probably sounds confusing for me to just talk about this, but there are quite a few different things. We should probably make a video about this, on how you can increase your grip strength as well.
Yeah, and not just your grip strength, but your forearm strength, your wrist stability, right?
Huge,
when I've done many years of physical therapy on my wrists specifically, and one thing is like holding a frying pan or a dumbbell, but you're holding the bulb of it, and you're doing like an up and down like tennis racket movement, right? Those are all going to factor in as well.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, work on your grip strength, try a few of those things out, let us know how that goes.
Yeah, update us.
Yeah.
Who are you, stranger?
All right, I think we're going to do one more fun one, and then we will let you guys get on with the rest of your day. We'll save some of the other ones for next time.
Absolutely. So, what beverage are you as a human, and why?
Because honestly, since we decided to do this one, I've been like,
you're just like panicking about this.
Yeah, I'm like, beverage. What beverage would I be? Like, how bro would it be of me to be like, I'm a protein shake?
I mean, I will accept that, but I do want a good reason why.
Yeah, no, I want to come up with something better. Do you have one? Like, do you already know the answer?
I mean, I'll just wing it. It's fine. If I was a beverage, I would be like a coffee, but no sugar, because I'm a little bit bitter. But you can mellow me out with, like a little cream, like, and if you love coffee, you love it. And if you hate coffee, you hate it. There's no in between for coffee people. And I feel like that's very much how people feel about me.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Bitter, and not everyone's cup of coffee.
Yeah. Not everyone's cup of tea. That's awesome. Man, this is a hard one. So yeah, a part of me is like, okay, but like, I don't know if this answer will be acceptable. If I was a beverage, because technically you did drink this, I would be cereal milk.
So what? Okay, tell us why.
That's literally what I could think of.
Yeah, you drink milk, but it has to touch the cereal first. That's what defines you.
No, like at the end of your bowl of cereal, when you have a good cereal, the milk is amazing. The leftover bit, because the sugar has
It's
gone
flavored.
into it. It's so flavored. It's incredible. It's just the best thing ever. So on one hand, that was the one thing that popped into my mind. And then if I was to be like a drink that like I actually consume, I mean, sure, I could say protein shake. But like something fun that I really love. I don't drink a ton of Diet Pop anymore, to be honest, but the Diet Pops I do really love. I love the like Orange Crush. I love
Yeah,
that.
you do give Orange Crush a little bit.
Like if you're watching this my entire office is like,
I like it's a
holding
little
orange.
bit like spicy, right? Like it's got them
Yeah.
bubbles like that.
Yeah.
I see
And
it.
like just the fact that it's called Crush, like I will crush you.
Yeah, you could if you physically chose to do that.
Yeah. So there you go. I guess I'm somewhere between cereal milk and Orange
Yeah.
Crush, but
And I
not
guess
both of those things
my
together.
other option, and this is a little bit niche, is it's called appetizer, and it doesn't
Okay.
exist in
I
North
was
America.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
I had it
juice.
in South Africa, and it's just carbonated apple juice,
Oh,
but it is my favorite, and I
that's
relate to
cool.
that as a person, right? Because those bubbles, it does give you a little extra punch, right? And
Yeah.
I think I bring a little
Yes.
extra to the
100%.
party,
That's your answer.
but
Yeah.
also like, yeah, I'm just a basic old apple juice.
Yeah. No, honestly, I've never had this, but you just describing it, like, apple juice is sweet, it's nice, it's reliable, but then when you're like, oh, it's carbonated, so it's got that like pop, it's got
You're
that
like, oh,
edge. Yeah.
surprise. Whoa.
Okay. I
She
can see it.
will come in full
Hot.
swing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So shout
awesome.
out to any of our South African listeners. You can explain what appetizer is to everyone.
Yeah. For sure. There might be people right now being like, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, right. Like the one person listening. Hi,
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you for coming to our
It's
podcast.
actually just my husband.
That's awesome. That's amazing. You guys,
Yeah, so
what
we also want to know what beverage you guys are.
yeah,
So
that's what I was gonna
let
say.
us
What drink
know.
are you guys?
Yeah. And why?
Honestly,
I need the
yeah,
why.
we
I
need to-
want to dive into your brain and understand you.
yeah. It's like some deep, not Freud, but like psychology shit. Like, what drink do you identify with? But honestly, there's a comment section on the podcast, so let us know below. We would love to hear either about other drinks from around the world. One, or
Yeah, because you're going to Peru. What's their drinks?
True.
Oh, pisco sour. You could have that while you're in Peru. I know you don't really drink, but
yeah. A couple times a year, have a little bit of
you could try that
pisco
out.
sour. Okay. Sounds good.
I won't tell you what's in it. Protein, actually.
Yeah. The face you just pulled. I'm like, girl. All right, y'all. Well, this was fun. This one was a really fun one. I like this one.
Yeah, I always love our Q&As. So
Honestly,
keep asking us those questions, guys.
Legit. Other than that, guys, that is another episode for us today. Next week, we will be back with another topic. But in the meantime, if you guys want to follow us more, again, on Instagram, you can find me at coach.frizzle.
And you can find me at coach.alana.nel. Or follow our podcast channel, and we're both there too, because spelling is hard.
Yeah. 100%. And the podcast is literally under Strong, Well-Fed, Outspoken. In the meantime, if you guys like this episode, if you laughed with us, feel free to share it to your stories, tag us in it, share it with a friend. But as always, guys, your support means a lot. So if you could leave us a 5-star review, we would greatly appreciate it, babies. And until next time, y'all, have a phenomenal day.
Bye.